So we're out here at the Phoenixes trying to get a emerald drop so we can turn this flamies into a soulstone. It's a 5% chance, so got to kill about 20 to be on drop rate. Shouldn't take too long. Damn it. They just despawned. Only got like 2 hours game time to kill these things. Oh, the field boss that summons a bunch of phoenixes might actually be up right now. Because he's up during the 1/8 moon, which is what we have now. So I'll head over to the other area because I think he has 2 sections where he can spawn in. And one where we're just killing phoenixes is one of them. So the other one's over here. Doesn't look like he's here. I'll have to double check my info. There might be another spot where he can spawn. Doesn't even look like Ku has him on his website as a timed demon, even though the wiki says he is. Ku usually knows his stuff. I guess we'll just come back at 10 AM and kill the phoenixes again for 4 hours. You get 4 hours with them spawned starting at 10 AM, so we really need to get that emerald before we start Old Tokyo Metro. Because I took a look at all their weaknesses and pretty much everything in there is weak to fire. So I definitely need fire-based attacks. What is this? Mischief and Shout. I'm pretty sure these are new? What is that? What is that icon? Oh, he's smiling and like putting up the finger or something. I'm going to have to check the resource to see what these even do, because it's not exactly clear. I'm assuming they're like an upgraded version of these. Which is good, because Threaten is actually quite useful to get certain families of demons. So apparently these are vanilla skills that I just completely overlooked. They used to be in the Threaten and Taunt expertises, but they were removed and put in... all the talk stuff was put into Psychology. At least this one seems to be an upgrade to Threaten. So I guess I'm going to use that from now on. It has a low chance to inflict bind, which is useful when you're trying to negotiate with demons. This one appears to just be a taunt, which gets their attention. Not too useful. And obviously the magic stones, I'm probably never going to use these because they're too expensive. But I'll unlock them anyway. Looks like the new moon phase screwed up the demon spawning. Here they're coming in now, so I'm only going to get 2 hours with the phoenixes if they even want to spawn in. There they are. And there's the emerald. Awesome. That was about on drop rate anyway. Let's go nuke this flamies. Before I go ahead and put the flamies soulstone on, I'm going to mod out my weapon a little bit, just to get a little bit of extra damage on there. The risk is that I don't have easy access to material sequences. I just have these ones from the quest, and once they're gone I won't be able to get any more because they're bought with MF. Which I may have a little bit now that I'm going to be running Old Tokyo Metro, but it's such a long run that I really prefer not to have to spend it on material sequences. But let's see what we can do with this SIers here. We're going to mod the first slot with... Wait, does this not have any mod slots on it? It doesn't. What? How do you get mod slots? How do you get a weapon with mod slots? Clearly I've never been a noob in this game. I just skip over the early shit with apples and XP boosts. Oh look, only the MF bought weapons have mods. You can see from these little slots. That's weird. That's very strange. Yeah, none of this shit has mods. Well, we're gonna scrap that idea. So here's my Synther, named Synchro. Gonna party up with them. And now they can... I think I have to hold on to the emerald, and they can just use the crystallized demon skill on me. Yep, and we can confirm that. Put in the emerald. 100% chance, because it's a pretty highly leveled Synther account that I have. Confirm, execute. There it is. We have the Flamiest Crystal. Can turn my weapon into Fire Affinity. Going to trade that over to my Synther along with the gun. and she will fuse them together. You can't see it, it's on the other side of the screen. There it is. Trade that on back. And we have a shotgun that should shoot fire damage. Weapon gains fire affinity. Let's go test it out on a Kadama. Kill the big Kadama, might as well. Damn, 2-hit. I think we're ready for the old Tokyo Metro. I don't even remember where this place is. I think I've only been there like one time without a teleport thread. Oh, is it this? Looks like a tank. Something's written here. Yagi Metro. Yes. Sweet. Okay. Who do I talk to? Let's see what you have to sell. Because I've never been down here. Buy a ticket? Sure, I guess I have to buy one of those. Looks like just a basic Yagi. And what do you have to say? You gonna let me into the run? Yes. Oh no. Oh no. Please tell me you didn't just say that. Only those that hold a DB license are allowed beyond this point. Oh no. I'm going to assume that that's the C-class license, which you get at the end of Act 7. So this dungeon is off limits, and I think that means I have no way of getting MF from a dungeon. I can't actually enter any dungeon that gives MF. So the only way I can actually get MF is through those rare Yagi Report drops, which I just can't find any information on. It's like they don't even exist on the vanilla server. Maybe it's a New Moon edition, but I could have sworn that they dropped in Reimagine as well. But this is a spanner in the works. How am I going to handle this? The reason I was doing this is to get Yagi Reports so I could easily raise like biology and rapid. Maybe I should just go straight into the Kadama Grind now. I have my comp. I have a decent gun that's fire affinity. I can't mod it, so it's not going to get any better than this. So I've decided to finally just train biology the normal way, because I cannot find a way to get Yagi reports consistently. Just cannot find the information on them. So I guess we're just going to use our Instance of Mastery, 120 minutes of expertise up, and just grind it out like this, spamming Sukukaja on ourselves. Weird, I just unlocked an AoE buff from support, and it actually raises biology by a higher percent than the normal one. Maybe it's based on the MP, the amount of MP you use, because I was looking in the code and they all seem to have the same amount. Maybe I just overlooked something, but I'm getting about twice as much as I would using the normal ones. Just hit the big class 4 biology. We finally have the luck switch. But I'm not going to stop here. I'm going to go all the way to C5 for this long range switch. Plus 20% long range damage. It's going to come in handy. Although the issue is I'm running out of total expertise. So I need to figure out what I'm going to drop down. I think Bless has to be the one. Like there is a luck. I think there's a luck one in here. It must be very high up. There's an LB chance, but this is like way too high. Yeah, none of the early stuff gives me anything, so I'm probably just going to get rid of this. And that's where we use the Bottle of Forgetful. Can clear an entire class of expertise, just like that. And you just buy it from this store right here. Although these ones you can only use if you're level 79 or below. Alright, that's where I'm going to stop, because I get to cheat the rest of the way. Somehow, I've managed to scrounge together 3 Yagi reports from some unknown drop table that I cannot find. Here they are. And I can use these to raise 1 rank each to get me all the way to C5 at the Demon God Thoth. Trade in reports, and we'll find biology. Give me 1 rank. And we could do that 3 times over. There it is. We can unlock the skill. We'll grab the Long range one. Oh, I could just unlock them all. Might as well. Never know when you could use a little bit more magic. Sweet. Let's set up a secondary tab for our switches. We already have one from shot. And now we have our biology switches. A hell of a lot of them actually. I'm probably going to put them all on here and I'll get rid of them as I need room. Change my mind. Just going to put the ones I'm going to use here. So we've got HP, long range, and luck. And I could use the speed one, but it lowers my luck a little bit. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be using that, but I'll put it there just in case. And we'll put the magic ones here just in case I come against an enemy that needs me to use magic against it. We can just toggle those on. These are kind of expensive to toggle on, like 800 magnetite each, but due to a new update on New Moon, they now stay toggled on when you log out. So just have to click them on once, and that's all you really have to do. There it is. So my luck is now 68. So we're getting up there. Gonna try and get just a little bit more luck through soul stones. That requires us to go fuse some demons. Speaking of fusing demons, I do have psychology expertise like slowly leveling up. It actually levels up quite fast when you just talk to enemies. But as you can see, I'm about at the max of my expertise cap. And throughout the grind on Kadamas, I'm going to want to be training rapid. So I'm going to have to spare up some room. And I think psychology has to go. Like, there's really no reason for this to be here. This is very nice. It's a talk skill, but when you succeed in the talk, they start with a higher friendship, which is nice to have, but probably not worth not being able to train rapid expertise ever again until I get some more expertise cap. So I'll get rid of that before I start the Kadama Grind. Oh, and we finally reached class 1 of Pursuit. So we get our first Pursuit skill. Obviously it has to be the speed one. And all that does is give us a little bit of pursuit chance. Doesn't actually increase our power, so technically our pursuit power right now is 1%. So whenever we trigger pursuit, we'll be dealing 1% of the damage we dealt. And I guess this is just a passive skill now. It used to be a switch, but wait, is it a switch? Why is it grayed out? I have no idea. It says it has a cost, but I can't activate it and it's grayed out, so I'm assuming it's a passive. It does say passive. Not sure what the deal with that is. So I'm at the Home 3 service entrance, and there's a dungeon in here, but it's pretty important and hides a lot of random rewards, like gems that I can't easily obtain. So we're going to see if I can give it a try. I'm not sure if there's a requirement to entering this yet. It's called Electric Corridor. Denshi Cairo is what most people call it. And let's see if it will let me in. Looks like we're good to go. So essentially this is a series of dungeons. You start at floor 1 and you slowly work your way to the top. And you can only enter one floor set per day unless you pay a lot of magnetite, which I just don't have access to right now. So I'm going to treat this as like a daily dungeon. I probably should have already been doing this daily, but I've just forgotten until now. So let's give floor 1 a try. Believe it is the download button. Yeah, we're straight into it. Sweet. Okay, let's give this a try then. It's just Jack Frost's. Not really any loot to speak of, but the loot comes at the end. You get like a loot box at the end of it. And also something I've been forgetting to use is these buffing spells. This one increases crit rate and the other one increases damage. And it's a considerable damage buff for me. So my damage is so low. It's essentially a double damage spell once I stack them up 4 times. And it's really going to help for the Kadama Grind. So that's floor 1 done. The floors are sets of 3. And it just slowly gets more difficult. Although this isn't a very difficult run. This dungeon came quite early on in Imagine's history. That's the Kate Sif's murdered. Moving on to a big angel. It was easy enough. Let's see what we get. One cracked peridot. So I guess I'll be doing this as a daily. So we'll be back tomorrow. So I've picked my next soul stone to work towards. It's going to be a Saki Mitama. It gives you +2 luck, and if you're level 50 or below, which I definitely will be, you get an extra 1 luck. And if your demonology is class 2 or higher, you get an extra 3 luck, which I may be able to do. It depends on how much expertise cap I actually need. So we're going to start fusing him up now. First step is to make an Arquins. So we're going to fuse these two together to make an Arquins. There's one down. Now we're going to make a Flamies, and that starts with Pixie and Angel mixing to make a Haffa. Then you mix the Haffa with the Kusif to make a Unicorn. Then the Unicorn with a Shisa to make the Flamies. And Flamies mixes with Arquins to make Saki Mitama. So we'll just slowly care this guy up and then turn him into a soul stone at some point. Now I've got a ton of demon quests to do, so I guess I'll go work on that now. I've found a way to get a decent amount more luck, and it is with a lucky demon summoned out. This lucky Datsube is the one I can get, and when it's summoned out, it has a feature that gives the summoner 10 luck. Pretty good. And it's a drop from the Compact Dungeon 1A, the one we failed with the Oberon, bringing out Kakuri Hime again, and she's actually learned the revive skill, Recalm. This is the main reason I got her in the first place, because her lens set's crazy. It has Recalm, it has healing, has some decent AoE attacks, and some good affinities here as well. Gonna power her up with Makakaja, increasing her spell. Let's get to it. Surely we're able to do it this time, right guys? Last time was pitiful. Okay, let's... what we got first? Kadamas? Oh no, Pixies. See how they go against fire. Easy. Kadama time. I remember that they weren't weak to fire, but I'm sure they'll still take decent damage from it. Yeah, we're a lot stronger than we were before. Oh yeah, and there was a poison before, and I can see it's like barely even touching me now. Not sure what I did to become so powerful against poison. Oberon time. He does have a lot of health, but this is definitely doable now. And I can probably even swap to my other gun because he's slightly weaker to penetrate than he is to fire. Yeah. The handgun does a little bit more damage. Make sure I get the final kill just for that luck boost. There it is. And the high pixies are still here. That's strange. Yeah, they all have very similar drop tables, but they do have different demons they can give you. So we're hoping for a Datsube, although I would take pretty much anything she can give me. We get an inexperienced Haffa. It's an interesting pick. Next is the Datsube. Nice. I don't think I'm going to continue now because this one definitely has the worst drops of all of them. Need to save my chips for the higher level hack runs. Very nice to get the Datsube early. There we go, got that feature. Summoner's Luck plus 10. Oh yeah, we need to open the value packs. So here's one. Cabinet Pro ×2, very nice. Good for modding. And Incense of Protection, that halves all damage taken for 30 minutes, very nice. So it's time to start the Kadama Grind, finally. My luck is sitting at 78. It's less than I would have hoped, but it's what we have to deal with. That means from any one Kadama kill, it's a 1 in 862 chance to roll onto the Soul Shard drop. And I have been testing around, I've done about 2 hours so far, and this seems to be the best area I can find. And the thing is, I'm not actually going to be killing that many rowdy avatars because they respawn so slowly, there's just no way to like efficiently farm them. So I just consider them a bonus. I do get to kill one like every minute or so, and what I do is I just run around in a circle in a path like this. You see where my mouse is? That's the path I take. Because the Kadamas, they don't spawn in one place all the time. If I killed all the Kadamas along this path, they'd all spawn on the other path. So I need to keep running around and hunting where they're spawning next. And honestly, it's not been that bad, especially when I use the expansion card, it's very quick. I was hoping to get more of them, but in the 2 hours I did today, I didn't get a single one. I did get some repair kits, which I think are on the same drop table as the comp expansions, but I don't know, who knows, I can't find any information about that stuff. The way I'm tracking how many I've killed is these topazes down here. Each topaz can be considered about 18 to 19 Kadama kills. So if we're going to say it's 18 kills, 29 is 522 Kadama kills so far. And most of those are just baby Kadamas, so when I do roll on the table, I'm only going to be getting 1 Soul Shard. But even if I was only killing rowdy avatars, there's a chance I only roll the 1 Soul Shard anyway. I'd have to get very lucky to roll the Soul Shard drop table and then also get 3 Soul Shards at once. And once every 24 hours, I do get to take the Destiny buff, that's plus 25 to my luck. But unfortunately it is only once per day, but that is a considerable boost. It takes the drop rate down to about 1 in 700, and the XP here is awful. It's basically non-existent, even if I were to use a 5 times incense. And then we've looped back to the avatar. And when I have my expansion card going, the time it takes for him to respawn is almost exactly the amount of time it takes for me to do the entire loop. So it works out pretty well. I just really hope I can get some more expansion card drops. Just hope they drop on Tsukunami Field and it's not like a Shibuya thing, because I'm pretty sure I got this from Nakano or Shibuya. But the general drops here are quite good. Got all your Jack boxes and all the way up to Ace boxes. Gonna have a massive stack of those by the time I'm done here. You slowly trickle in these tiers, which can be sold for cash. And I probably will be doing that, because I'm definitely running low.